Welcome back, guys. Madden 24 finally dropped for me here. We are on Madden 24. I've been waiting so long, basically since the end of the draft when I kicked off the Minnesota Vikings franchise. Enjoyed that one a lot. Basically used somewhat realistic Madden 24 rosters, of course not the real deal. But now the game has dropped and I will be starting my own new franchise series shortly. But before we do that, I want to show you how to upload or download your own sliders, because as always Madden just has basic settings, and you can change these here in the game settings. There's player skill and then there's CPU skill, and I have adjusted these to reflect more or less realistic results. I have tested them very quickly. I will be upgrading them, of course, as time goes by, as I see the results. But basically the general idea here is to go for the two skill levels. We've got player skill, we've got CPU skill. Oops. And on player skill, the idea is that the QB accuracy is slightly reduced because there's just so many factors that play into the way that the quarterbacks have to pass the ball. And the 50 setting is just the base setting. I have adjusted that slightly downwards. Same with the wide receiver catching. Why? Well, the wide receiver catching is a tricky thing, and I just had really good results with that on Madden 23. So this is the setting that I'm going to be going with here. A pass blocking 54 means it's slightly better than the base to sort of compensate for the accuracy, which means the blocking will hold off defense, giving the QB a little bit more time, and the QB accuracy will be impacted by that. Basically, the offensive line, the quality of the offensive line really determines the quality of the quarterback way more in this way. The run blocking, we've got 54 base, which is just slightly higher than the base. Again, the offensive line will determine how good that works. Fumbles have been adjusted slightly to cause less fumbles, because if it's more to the left, you get more fumbles. If it's more to the right, you get less fumbles. So I got it at 62. Reaction time is 47 in pass defense. Interceptions are 3. I really bumped that down because you just get crazy interception results, and you don't really want to have those on every second play. Pass coverage is 47, same as reaction time. Very realistic results right there. Tackling 48, not quite the base value, slightly reduced here to again create a more realistic result. And then we've got the special teams, where basically the power has been amped up a little bit and the accuracy has been bumped down just a little bit. And the kickoff power, that's at 60, just to create more of a kickoff distance here. Basically, it's the same settings as I used in Madden 23. The first few tests have been quite promising. I will be updating these as time goes by. On the CPU skill side, we've got the passing. The QB accuracy is really down. That's 38. I'm going to return to this setting just in a while. The pass blocking is at 50, wide receiver catching at 45. So you can see it's slightly different to the player skill, but that is just because the CPU just can handle the information way quicker than any human could, and you just sort of have to compensate for that. Run blocking is at 50, fumbles are at 63. That's just slightly better than for the player skill, because I don't want to have the CPU fumbling the ball every now and then, only very seldomly. Pass defense, we've got there the reaction time at 50, interceptions super low again at 3. Don't want to have a ton of interceptions here. Pass coverage 48, we've got tackling at 47, and then the field goal power is 50. That I left that the same, not 54 as in the player skill. And the accuracy, I did reduce that a little bit more because they are super accurate anyways. Kickoff power at 50. So let's just return to that QB setting up there, the 38. This is a setting that I will be adjusting ahead of each game. 38 is a good setting when you're playing players like Pat Mahomes, like Josh Allen, like Jalen Hurts, players like these. When you play a rookie, thinking of, I don't know, Will Levis, Ryan Tannehill, who's not a rookie, of course, but not a highly rated QB, Jameis Winston, players like that, then you can adjust that slightly. You can go up to the 45, but that's the highest setting I would personally go with, because it's just really gonna bump those numbers into crazy ranges. If you've got it at 38 set, you do have a chance, and that is also the base setting here on my sliders. Next up, let me show you how to get those sliders in game. You've got the Creation Center all the way over here. So basically you click Creation Center, then you go to Share and Manage Files. Next up, you're gonna click on Download Community Files. And you've got a ton of categories right there. How do you download these files? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Basically, you just select the file and then download it. If you want to have my sliders, you're just gonna have to go over here to the Player Sliders category or the CPU Sliders category, and you can see them down here, uploaded on basically today. If you sort by upload date, then you will get a good result. You will have mine at the top right now. You can see created by me. So there you go, you just click it, then you download the file. I already have the file, of course, so you can overwrite that. You can also save it as a new file if you want to do that, but I'm just going to overwrite it. There we go. And that is basically the download done. Sometimes the community center has slight hiccups, which is a little bit weird, but you can just fix that by just exiting and entering again. Worst case, restarting the game, or just trying to download the file once or twice. But sometimes it just really is a problem, but that is a well-known one. So how do we get that into the game? Now that you've downloaded the file, basically all you have to do is go to Load and Delete Files, and you can load it from here. This is option number 1. So basically you go over here. I don't have any files in here currently. You just click it, and then it asks you to load, and you say yes, and then it just says that it has loaded. But I'm going to show you another way, one that I also like to use because it just shows you the results instantly. All right, thanks Josh Allen. Let me just return here. So here we go. We're going to go to the settings, and then you go over to the player skill, for instance. I'm going to click undo changes just to show you how that works. So we've got the base settings. When you enter, it will look like this, of course, unless you've changed it already, but this is the base settings. You can see it's 50 all over. And then you can just press square, load file, and then you choose the file that you want to load, and boom, it's gonna adjust the values to the skill sets that I have basically determined in the sliders. I do encourage you to try them out, and I also encourage you and ask you for your support. Drop down in the comments below your experiences with that. Maybe you have an idea on what we could change, what I could change to create even more realism. That is the main target here. So I hope that helped you. If you've got any more questions, just drop them down below. I will be using these in my Madden franchise series. And yeah, with that, gonna end the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you next time.